Hey everybody! Today we're going to talk about remote music lessons, and I have 6 ways to help you as both a teacher and a student alike. I've been doing this since about 2016, and I started out with just a handful, a couple people doing remote lessons, and majority in person. Then, of course, as everyone knows on this planet, the world went crazy, and around 2020, and everyone went to remote lessons, every single person. And now, even to this day, as everything goes back to normal, the majority is still remote lessons. So this is pretty much here to stay. It's a viable way to learn and teach. So I've developed these 6 ways to help you as a student and a teacher alike. Okay, so number 1 is having your instruments. I teach guitar, electric bass, and ukulele. And having it ready to go, tuned up, having it visible for the teacher to see what you're doing, having them see the whole neck, or the picking. I shouldn't say or. Seeing both is the most important thing. Having a full visual of your instrument, be it guitar, ukulele, bass, piano, anything. Just have the camera angled so the teacher or the student can see everything you're doing, okay? And having it tuned up, so you're not spending most of your lesson tuning. I've seen some crazy things. I've seen some people just say, I don't even have an instrument. Well, why'd you sign up for lessons? Oh, I thought the first lesson we'd just talk about the merits of guitar, some crazy stuff. You want to have the instrument in order to take the lessons. Pretty straightforward. Number 2 is having something like a phone, smartphone, tablets, laptop, desktop. Having any of those you can take a lesson on. My preference is the desktop because you have the biggest screen, you can see everything, it's all right there. But not everyone has that, and not everyone needs that, really. You just want to go with the biggest screen possible. So on the order of importance for these, my lowest rated one, so to speak, would be the phone. Because you can't see a lot on there. You got to zoom in a lot. It's not as practical. The speaker coming out of there isn't as good. With all of these too, a big thing is you want to play loud and clear. If you play quietly, the speaker cuts out and you won't hear, as the teacher or the student, you won't hear what's happening. You want to play loud and clear so they can hear it. As simple as that, okay? Like I said, my preference is the desktop, but any of these will work. So don't be discouraged by this. If you just have a smartphone, you can absolutely do it 100%. I've seen it work, and I've seen it be very successful. Okay, number 3. What's number 3 on our list? You want to have a fast internet connection. That's very important because think about it. You don't want to have a lot of lag. You don't want to have a lot of freezing. This will happen. You want to be patient because this will happen. It'll happen time to time. There'll be something on somebody's end that neither one of you can figure out. But you want to have an overall fast internet connection. Get an Ethernet cable to make it, much more clarity, much more clear. But any fast internet connection will work. You just got to have patience because time to time it will freeze up and there will be kind of lag to it. So patience is huge. But fast internet connection, even bigger. And that being said, you want to have a quiet room. You want to have a quiet room. This is number 4. You want to have a quiet room in order to teach or learn in. You don't want to have people walking around in the background. You don't want to have someone eating in the background. I've seen people try to have their lesson in the living room with their family sitting there, and their family's watching TV, so they're distracted by that. Somebody's walking around in the background. You don't want any of that. Whereas the teacher, you don't want to have someone in the background cooking dinner because you're sitting in the kitchen or something. You want to have a nice quiet room where you can teach the lesson or learn. And I've done both. I've taken lessons like this as well as taught lessons, obviously, like I said. And so, yeah, you want to have a nice quiet room so everyone can enjoy the experience. So what are we at? Number 5, you want noise-canceling headphones. So you want a quiet room, but you can still hear things around the house. Noise-canceling headphones will prevent that. They also prevent kind of that echoey kind of sound that sometimes happens on some of these apps and some of the time when you're learning. You don't want that. It'll prevent that delay and echo. And like I said, you won't hear what's going on around you. So you'll just be 100% focused on what's happening on that screen. So noise canceling headphones is number 5. And number 6 is, of course, having a printer. I mean, not everyone has access to this. This is kind of the thing that most of my students don't have, but I would still recommend it. Is because it's like you're learning on a phone. Let's say you're on your phone. Well, what will happen? You have to zoom in on the music. You'll have to do all this stuff. If you have a printer, you could hook it to your smartphone. You can just print the music or whatever, because I send licks, exercises, songs, notations, everything to the student. They can print them off and have them right in front of them while still focusing on the screen, but having a bigger copy of it, and they can write on it, do all these notes, whatever they need, they can have it. So the printer is huge. You can live without it. Like I said, be successful without it. I would still highly recommend the printer. So printer is number 6. And now, I'm going to give you a bonus one. You're going to have to do a little bit of experimentation, because I've had interesting experiences either way. But I like to leave my students options with how they're going to do this. FaceTime, Zoom, Skype, Google Duo, leaving this so they're most comfortable. Whatever they're most comfortable with. Well, I've had interesting experiences where one person will work better with Zoom, another will work better with FaceTime, meaning like there's less lag or the communication's easier. Probably the worst I've had is Skype as a teacher. Funny enough, as a student, I've had an amazing experience with Skype. I had a lesson and it was on Skype, and I thought, oh, okay, well, this is what the teacher uses, so I'll do this. So I took the lesson, and it was crystal clear. It was like looking through a window. And then other times I'll have a student get on there, and it's just like we're frozen over and over and over again, where we have to even leave Skype and go to something else. I had a guy, interesting enough, I had a guy that was like 81 years old, I think he was. And he's going to do Skype lessons. Awesome. And he gets on there, and his Skype runs, like I said, like it's like looking through a window. It's all about, how the connection between the two places, your place to whoever, you're having the lesson with, teacher or student. So certain ones work better than others. My overall preference is Zoom or FaceTime, but definitely Zoom is the best, in my opinion. You'll just have to find what works best for you. So I know there's probably lots of things I left out, lots of things that you feel would work, better, or different ideas. Please comment below and tell me, because that's what, I want people to know this stuff. That's why I'm sharing this. I want to learn more stuff. There's always a way to get better. So let me know in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share it. We want to share this information, help grow the channel so I can make more cool stuff like this. And I will see you in the next one.